Hey everybody, a really fun Magma-centered build that I've come up with for you guys. This one's good at PvE and Arena in particular, although it still has some really good tricks for invasions. It definitely shines in 1v1. Given that so much of the Magma spells are more like soft area denial, they're not really good at chip damaging at range, and they're not really good at like bursting down people, so they usually fill a more like support role. And then when people have access to lots of heals, that can often hinder Magma. So I had to adapt the build around some fire spells as well, but let's just jump into it. First, I'm going to cover the stats. I do not have a Great Rune active right now, but you'll notice I left 5 points in Vigor again, just because this build is hungry. We want to hit Intelligence and Faith at 50. Going past that starts to make the Gelmir staff not shine, so I tried to make the build not want to go past that. You lose less than 10 points in sorcery scaling if you were to put another 5 and 5 points. So that is the sweet spot that you want to aim for, and that gives us stats in order to get max cast speed at dexterity with 40 and combining that with one of our talismans. Strength at 18, there are a couple strength bonuses. Our weapons actually also get a small bonus from that, but we aren't really going to go heavy into strength. If you're wondering why Arcane is at 14, it's so that we can use Theodric's Magma spell. So a minor requirement there that we got to shift some points in something we wouldn't otherwise use, but that's okay. The Endurance, 21. Mind, I'm happy to get 31 in this build. It is a pretty mana-hungry build, especially because you're really trying to overwhelm them with lots of spells, but and Ash of War usage. But again, having 5 more points in that if we use the Great Rune is going to get us really close to that FP maximum, where we get everything in our blue flasks every time we use a charge. I think it's 37 and 38 is what you need if you want to make like 100% efficiency there. And then Vigor at 55 is what we got left over. The build, I'm using an armor that's not great for poise, but it just looks really good for this Magma build, so I had to do it. You could substitute this for the fingerprint armor if you want to still melted armor but has more poise. That'll get you at least 51. And then you can substitute gloves and boots if you want to try to get closer to the other soft caps like 76 or 89, whatnot. You may have to fiddle with the Endurance, though, and potentially give up the Giant's Red Braid, which is more just a helpful thing to have in this build. It's not required. Okay, so that's the stat breakdown. I'll jump into I'll cover the combos, and then we'll cover the talismans as well. So the primary, you're usually going to start with the seal in your hand. If you're doing invasions, load in on Catch Flame. That's so that you can take advantage of the animation cancel bug to get Theodric's out quicker. I'll see if I can do it here. I do mess it up a lot of the time, but you got to jump and cast at the same time, and then immediately swap and cast Theodric's right after. Yeah, so I messed that one up. Let me just try that again. Oh, I did get it there, but I failed because I don't have enough mana. There we go. And then you can also follow that up as well, especially if it's the host, right after with Flame Fall Upon Them. So you could easily delete people with that in just an outright combo. I will show a clip of that right now, actually. Okay, so that is the first combo, but assuming you're just doing invasions or the match is just evolving naturally, your ranged poke, the nice thing is we have Rykard's Rancor here. It's a Magma spell, and you can charge it or uncharge it, but it's really good at obscuring what you're doing, and it's also really good at obscuring Flaming Serpent. So this spell's already hard to dodge, but throwing in Rykard's incant or sorcery there is so hard to actually reliably dodge that. You can also Miriam's Vanishing through the fire, which makes it even harder to locate where you went to. You can either pot shot with Magma shot, or another thing I like to do is shooting a rolling Magma if they're aggressive. This is a great way to set yourself up to a fallback position where you can then do the whole Catch Flame Theodric's. Even if you mess up the animation, which I definitely do a lot, it almost doesn't matter because the detonation of the rolling Magma will happen in between the two usually, and that does a lot of damage on its own. It will a lot of times kill people, but even if it doesn't, then Theodric's Magma is going to finish the trick off. You likely won't even need Flame Fall Upon Them. But we've also got Flame Fall Upon Them if we're just poking people at range. That's another great spell. Whenever somebody starts to rush you down, because Magma is slow and sort of passive, press right on the D-pad and you are ready to go with Magma Shower. This also pairs really nicely with Rykard's Rancor, because this comes out fast, will likely stun them, and stuns them 3 times. It holds them in place for right card to also hit them and mini stun them. It just creates a sort of ping pong effect where they just keep getting bounced around back and forth, where you can essentially just keep spamming Magma Shower. If they do get out of range, you can always switch into the Fire Whip by pressing right on the D-pad one more time, and that has great range, great damage, and also AoE, so you can even repel like a group while you finish off the person that is getting low in health. So the order that everything is equipped here is very deliberate. Everything kind of works together where they chain nicely into each other. Okay, so that's the majority of the spells. Yeah, okay, so I think that we've also got Flame Grant Me Strength. I'm running Moon of Nuxtella because we kind of, like, if you're going to do invasions, you really do need Heal from Afar and Golden Vow or something else here. You could put Swift Glintstone Shard, but I can't break my my build's theme here. When I do a off-meta build, I'm not putting on meta stuff just because it's good. So I like to do Golden Vow for more damage. You could also give up the Golden Vow and the Flame Grant Me Strength. And just take heal, or you can keep Flame Grant Me Strength just to boost everything if you're willing to give up the heal, but I feel like that's pretty risky, so up to you if you what you want to give up if you don't want the Moon of Nuxtella, but you can squeeze out more damage. I would recommend Incantations over Sorcery, though, just because Incantations are much more of your damage source with the Flame Serpent and Theodrix, whereas a lot of the Magma stuff is more utility, and like it sort of just does like this useful effect in the middle of the fight rather than just being outright damage. You've also got Godfrey's Icon, of course. I mean, you'll notice a lot of our spells can be charged, so yeah, you can consider that as well. You can disregard the stat changes there. You'll notice my mine's a lot lower. It's because I hadn't noticed that the Gelmir staff, it's just not worth going past 50-50, and I hadn't moved those 10 points over to mine just yet.